Culture shocks in the UK, part one. I've been in the UK for almost a year now. By next month, I'll be 1 year old. Yay! But there are certain things that I have not come to terms with. Like, they are still shocked, even as I see them. I still they ask why. I'm still shocked as to how, like, some these things are very, witty, nothing too serious. But make una help me within some of these shocks. Okay. So the number one thing is the fact that their babies are like babies. I don't know how to put it. Like, babies are smaller. I think they get to a certain age and they now grow big and all. But just in my mind, anyways, like maybe it's me that is just overthinking it. But one time I was in the bus and then this woman was speaking to her toddler. Like, in my mind, I would have just said, okay, this child is around maybe 6 to 7 months, like a baby now, as in baby. But when she spoke to the child and the child responded, fear catch me. I was like, now my eyes. And then I've seen different other instances where a child, I would not reason say, okay, now 8 months, 9 months, is talking, like talking fluently. Now when I'll come and say, this child is almost like 2 years or a year plus. So, hey, that shock is still shocking me. But in Nigeria, a child that is talking, go on, like at least past one, like talking fluently, almost 2 years now. You would, it shocked me. I won't even lie. Another culture shock here is that these people are hardly confrontational. Like, I don't know if they do it to just black people or to everybody, but they are what I call politely rude. Like, in Nigeria, when you annoy somebody, the person will look, the person will look like, you know that this person is visibly annoyed. Or say, the person will say, no, try this thing again. You see this way you do today. No, you just know that the person is angry. You say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, please, I'm sorry. You can tell that someone is angry with you, but here you cannot tell. You cannot tell. You just, maybe in your mind, you start to feel like, okay, maybe I did something wrong. You don't apologize. Say, oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right, love. No problems, love. All right, there's no problems at all, love. If that thing you did, maybe it's a mistake you did in the office, just no say, Otilo, it is gone. Just go and be looking for another job you get. But they are not confront. Like, you hardly see a British person, oh, this thing you did is wrong. I don't like it. You shouldn't do it. Like, it's always, oh, okay, it's fine. No problems. No problems, with a smile. Chideke. I prefer the Nigerian pattern. Tell me what I did wrong. Let me apologize, or make I just correct with you. You get? So I don't like that thing anyway. So another culture shock is that it is a crime to wear a clean shoe in the UK. Go and ask anybody. If you wear a clean shoe, police will arrest you. Your shoe, one thing that shows that you're in the UK is that your shoe must be dirty. See, let me tell you, I have a theory for that. So when I came to the UK newly, the first shoe, wait, let me look for the shoe I bought. The first, okay, I'll probably take a picture and include it in this video. The first shoe, this was like the very sneaker. I didn't come to the UK with any sneakers. The first sneakers I got, I wore that sneakers for close to more than 2 weeks before I had a need to touch any, rag on it or to clean it. Because literally everywhere was dry, everywhere, then it was not raining, everywhere was dry. There is no poto, the road is not bad. So how shoe won't contain dirty, you get. It was almost, I think I wore that shoe for more than a month before I now saw a stain. I know, in fact, actually, what even stained was I walked in grass, in wet grass. That was why, like, it was not looking dirty. Aside that, I did wake up every morning, wear that shoe, come back. It shouldn't be dirty. So the theory is that in Nigeria, when you step out of your house, depending on the area you live, like in the area now where I live, in fact, before you leave your street, your shoe don't dirty because the roads are bad. But here, like, the roads are almost not bad, so they could wear one shoe months and months. I say it is a crime to wear a clean shoe in this country. Go and ask your friends. Go and ask if you even have white friends. Worse, because at some point I wear my shoe is dirty, and maybe I'm in a hurry. I'm like, let me clean my shoe. I can't remember. Say, clean shoe wear. Where people know they clean shoes. I mean, one come, beg you, wear your shoe, they go your way. I will not feel bad. I will not feel guilty. Even when I go outside and I meet people with clean shoes, I'm like, no problem. Nobody will judge me because it's like a norm here. Wear your dirty shoes, go your way, go to your office. Like, you see somebody well dressed, good perfume, makeup, everything, but the shoe is dirty. They're not to send you like that. Dirty shoes, and everybody's just doing their thing anyway. So that's it. The next thing, culture shock here, is they have a lot of small cars. Like, I don't know if it has to do with their size, because I noticed that most British people are not like, they're not on the tall side. I think Africans, we have a lot of tall people in Nigeria. I think maybe it's just me, but you rarely see people who are like, tall. In Nigeria, you go see, they have a lot of small cars. Because I remember then, my dad, one of the criteria for my dad to drive a car then was, they look the like, because he was tall and huge. So literally any car I've seen my dad drive, in here they touch, almost touch the, so his criteria then was the car has to be really big because his legs were long, and then his head, there has to be like headroom, you get. So when I look at these cars, I'm like, these cars are not for tall people. Someone like my brother cannot drive the kind of normal cars I see. It has to be like a high car, a jeep car, kind of, that kind of high car that has a lot of space. Same thing as my sister, but here, small cars now water. Yeah, so there are a lot of theories, like I said, is because they are, most of them are just, petty, average size. So those, they can easily fit into those cars you get. But you see, for a tall person, they need to get a bigger car, or a bigger person needs to get a bigger car. Fit. Another reason why they buy small car, a lot of small cars here, is that their roads are tiny. To be honest, I did not notice it at first because I don't drive, because I'm like, my own is just to enter bus carry me with, go where they go. But then the roads are really tiny. Aside the roads being tiny, like in my street, for instance, everybody, like, their houses here, most people here have cars, most people have cars, so they're already parking their cars. These people park their car on this side, this people, so the only small space remains, only one way, only one car can pass. So when a car is coming this one, another one is coming, they have to find, one person has to negotiate, one will go back before, like, basically the roads are tiny. So two reasons: number one, their size, and number two, the size of the roads. The roads are really tiny. Not all the roads anyways, but people who have gone to Canada say, oh, the UK roads are too tiny compared to Canada. Canada roads are wide. I can't wait to, they have, it's only their motorway that is actually really, really wide, like, motorway, that's the main roads, okay, but regular roads are not too, they say it's tiny, and it's true. Tiny roads in the UK, it's not a culture shock to me, because from the place where I come from, get places where no get roads at all, you get. So this one is not a shock for me. It's just a shock for people who come from like a place like America, Canada. They come to the UK for the first time and they're like, "What is this?" You get. So for me, it's not a shock. I won't even lie. Next thing is the fact that in Nigeria we save. Oh. You see somebody working and earning like 100K, 80K, the person they try. If not, that Nigeria now has gotten really bad at to some point. But then, even if you were, I remember when I was working with GIGL, my salary, how much was my salary? I still took out some part of that money. I still saved. We have a savings culture in Nigeria, but here there's no, you'll not see anybody saving. Instead, I'm talking about like not local. I'm talking about the locals, not immigrants. So immigrants have to save now because they're not born you where if you pursue you any day. So immigrants have to save. The normal people, there's not. Instead, they are the ones owing like via credit card systems. You get, so they don't have savings. They're actually owing the system. So while immigrants are working to save this one, save that one, they are actually what owing. So savings is not something that not concern them here that much, okay? So, and of course it's their system and it has been working for them. Like the whole credit card system has been working for them. They have a good credit system. So why would I want to save to buy something when I can take credit and buy that same thing you get? So we are coming from the mentality that if you don't save, you cannot buy this thing. So yeah. Another thing is smoking. Hey, in Nigeria, if you smoke, like you, they just see you as a wayward person. Like the only reason that you smoke, that they see you as okay, is that maybe you're a celebrity or you are very rich. They just see it as cool. Oh, he smokes. But normal person, you can't be saying you be girl on top, you are smoking. There's nothing you want to convince a typical African person to say this one is wayward, though. This one is irresponsible. But here, smoking na water. Somebody just comes into an office, they're already asking, where's your smoke room? Where's your, like, people, everybody smoke, literally, like everybody smoke. Even like you see secondary school students coming back from school, they have vapes, they are vaping. Like smoking is a very, very, very common. It's not like it's not common in Nigeria. Smoking, people smoke, but like I said, there's a stigma, or there is a group of people we associate with smoke. For instance, if a man smokes in Nigeria, most likely he beats his wife, he's irresponsible, we don't see responsible people as people who smoke, but here it's normal. Everybody, old, young, small, everybody. Anyways, that aside. Dog walking is also popular. For me, it's also a culture shock. In Nigeria, it's not like people walk their dogs, but here, literally everybody has a dog. Like every single, you can't walk on the road for 3 minutes and not see somebody walking their dog on the road. So dog walking, in fact, people pay people to dog walk for them. So they are, if you go on Indeed, you see those kind of jobs. They are looking for a dog walker. All you need to do, come to the house, let's say 6 p.m., walk the dog for 1 hour. The dog will shit for road, you go pack the shit, those kind of things. Dog walking is really common. Like literally everybody has a dog. Coming from me that I don't like animals. The more I see this, I'm like, sometimes you see a particular breed of dog, you're like, what you find inside this dog now? Like, if you talk now, animal rights people will say you don't, you want dogs, but it is so common here, dog walking. Another culture shock is coffee addiction. Up till now, I cannot get over the fact that something happened to me some days ago. So, because of my whole assignment, because I've been sleeping too much, I woke up one morning without eating. I took coffee. Tell me why I took coffee on an empty tummy. I wanted to like make sure that it held me, and I woke up that morning. I was motivated and I took coffee. I almost fainted. Guys, I almost fainted. But here it's a normal thing. Morning they are drinking coffee, afternoon they are drinking, night they are. Oh, Guinea. Jesus. Coffee, and you think this coffee is sweet. Oh, all the times I've tried, they say go and make a coffee, go to the coffee machine. I go add sugar, add milk. Yet you still have to force yourself to. Coffee is not sweet. Nothing about it is sweet. I drink it because you need to stay awake, basically. Eh? That is what everybody drinks coffee. Somebody will not, they'll not be having normal conversation. Who have you tried? Have you tried coffee? Oh my god, it's goodness. It's so you need to try it. If you don't if you don't get out of my front, what do you mean? Don't be talking about fantasizing about this coffee. You go to say na juice, orange juice. Can't taste them. I beg. Shift. So the coffee addiction is something. Another culture shock is the fact that most forms you feel they'll ask only for your first name and your surname. Like nobody asks for your middle name, or it's just rarely you see middle name. It's mostly first name, surname. So all the forms, and even my school, they say your name Udochi Omike, Udochi Omike, Udochi Omike. They don't really care about middle names because most people here don't have middle names. So it's mostly your first name and your surname. So if you're coming, just shall keep your middle name one side. I have my middle name on the side just in case. But most people call me here, Oduchi, Oduchi. Okay, your name's Oduchi. I'll just say yes. Oduchi. I said, just call me anything. So in rare cases, I would say, or you can call me Ada because that one is important. But even the Ada, they'll still say Ada. But if you call me Ada, I will still collect. It's better than Uda, Oduchi, Aduchi, Oduchi. You get? So first name and surname, your middle names, and they just sideline it, okay? Because most people here, most British people answer just just their first names and their surnames. Hey, another culture. This one is it a culture shock? I mean, I just prepare, but did they do me? PDAs, public display of affection. If you are single, don't come to the UK. I repeat, hold your ears. If you are single, stay where you are. Don't come. I know why I'm saying this. So if you are single, stay in the UK. Don't stay. No, stay where you are coming from because you will cry in the bus, so in the school, pub, on the street, bus station. In fact, in your dream, anywhere you go, people are showing doing PDA. And because it's a free society, no, but in Nigeria, they get as you go hold woman. In fact, if you hold woman, say they work for people, don't they look you? Depending on the area you stay, anyways. If you stay in a Paco area like me, everyone don't they look you say, ah. In fact, if your mother is there, she go the way your mama go eye you, or you don't stand for street one day they talk with man and you sight your parents from far. Also, because it's going to be problematic, you will run. And even as you run, they don't see where you kiss, so you don't hug am or you don't touch the man. You just stand, you and her just they talk. When you come reach house, they come ask you, say, who was that person I saw you talking to? You will not start explaining. You no kiss am, you no touch am, you no hug am, nothing. But here, hey, I say if you are single, stay at home. Man and man, no, woman and man, no, woman and woman, no, name it, PDA na water. Initially, when I come, like, you guys should get a room already. But when I come down, I come say, okay, oh, now so they be for here. Hey, God, where, no? God, where? Another culture, it's not really a culture, or it's a culture shock, actually. It feels like everybody here is middle class. Like, when I came to the UK, even my friend had asked me, like, where do the rich guys stay? Like, where are the rich guys? The guys who own a lot of Teslas, who are billionaires. Like, which part of the UK do they live? Like, literally, everybody is middle class here. It's not in Nigeria now. For instance, you know that there's a GRA. So inside this GRA, you see owners of companies, you see CEOs, people who have 10 cars, big houses. They live in those areas. But here, everywhere is all the houses are similar. Like literally, all the houses are built with the same plan. All the houses, if you go to some areas, you find newer houses, and basically people who live there, people who have normal jobs, people who have normal cars, nothing serious. All the houses are the same. The cars, they buy the same kind of cars. Like I always say, the person who cleans, who has a full-time job as a cleaner, and the person who has a full-time job as a normal office worker probably earn the same thing. So they can afford, the cleaner can afford the same house as the same banker, can afford the same cars as the banker, can afford literally everything. So I dey ask myself, say, the millionaires and billionaires in the UK, which part, as in, where be the part where they live? Make a pass there, see whether their houses, because there's nothing fantastic. For instance, in Nigeria, one of the markers of wealth is that you have a very giant fence covering your house, you have barbed wire, you know that, oh, this man is rich, this man. But here, the houses are the same. There's nothing differentiating between that normal person. So everybody just middle class. I don't know. It's good though. It's actually good because it makes money circulate. It's not a situation where there is like the upper class and the lower class, like the way in Nigeria people are richer. The rich is getting richer, poor is getting, like that whole disparity, classism, level of classism is really not here. Everybody's just, even the people who have very fantastic jobs still jump buses with people who still a job on, with people who are working 20 hours. You get, so I like the whole balance and everything, and for me it's good. So the whole middle class thing is actually good. So if you're able to become rich and wealthy, billionaire, millionaire, good luck to you, okay? Another culture shock is the fact that petroleum stations are always empty. Ah! Miss Nigeria with that. Like, you see a lot of cars. Yes, there are reasons for that. Number one, most of the cars are electric cars, most of the cars are hybrid cars, and even the ones that totally run on fuel. Guess what? I don't know what happens with their fuel, but somebody fills their tank fully, like has a fuel tank, has a full fuel tank, or has a full tank, and they're riding that car for more than a week without thinking of, I don't know, but I think the fear here, not even I think, the fear here lasts more than the one in Nigeria, because I know that people who have cars in Nigeria, every time they filling station, every single day, go on a trip here and there, you are in the filling station, go to work here and there, you're in the filling station, but the fuel they use in their cars here lasts longer. People that drive, correct me, because I've asked my brother's friend, and he said the same thing, that the fuel lasts longer. It's not like our own that once you put in 1 liter, everything done, you get. So fuel stations in this country are empty. I could pass like 5, 6 of them, and you will not see a single car there. And of course, it's self-service. You can't see a sales girl or a salesperson, the pump attendant or whatever. When I came in, I was like, why does this fuel station exist when every single time I pass, I don't see a single car? Apparently, their fuel lasts longer, and most of the cars are electric cars or hybrid. So they are not queuing up for fuel. They are not, hey, God. Nigerian drivers go say God. They swear for us. Emerayeme. Another culture shock is like with classes. For instance, I have a 2 hour class in school, and then in between that 2 hour class, we are going on a break. Miss Nigerian lecturers with that one, like they left the group chat. I knew a lecturer then in my school. I don't call his name. If you give him 4 hours, he will teach, like he will not crack a joke or go, do any icebreaker to make everybody know. He can consistently teach for 4 hours straight. He will not crack a joke. He will not. He will just teach. UK lecturers are not like that. 2 hours class, we'll go on a break. If we go like 2 breaks, safe, we'll go on a break. And so the first time they say, okay, let's go on a 10 minutes break. I say, yeah. Now so now they do for a year. Coming from a place where you can do 3 hours class marathon, 4 hours marathon, you say break. Please, oh, thank you. Let me go and stretch my leg, you guys. Another culture shock with these classes and class system is that your lecturer is teaching you and they're just munching, they're eating sandwich, and say, hello everyone, welcome to class today. Where my popcorn? He might be eating popcorn. He's like, hello everyone, welcome to class today. So today we are teaching, we'll talk about contemporary corporate communications, okay? So who was here in the last class? They are teaching. If you want to learn, learn. If you don't want to learn, go. Okay. They could be sipping coffee and teaching, eating sandwich and drinking juice and teaching. And it's not that life is not that hard. Now you just be Nigerian. Now you go Uniport. Now you go UNN. Your life is hard. Where lecturer go they teach, you now get the mind to the eat. You had the mind. Ah! I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. So guys, these are some of the culture shocks. If I remember more, I'll make another video. Okay, so when you move into a new country, a lot of things will surprise you, and these are some of the things that actually surprised me. Some others that I actually had, but it was that initial time when I came. So now I have sat it out and they're no longer shocks again, but these ones still shocking me. If you have any other culture shocks, please add it in the comment section. And thank you always for watching my video. Please like, please leave a comment and subscribe. Help me reach my target of 50,000 flipping. No, you guys are not flipping subscribers. 50,000 whooping committed subscribers by the end of this year. You can do it. I can do it. And together, we're gonna do it. Okay. Thank you so much once again for your support. And I'll see you in the next one.